Are we live? Are we live? Oh, yes, we on. Welcome to Basketball Heads Live. I am your host, Glenn Pooh Harding. And oh boy, we have a very special guest. This basketball head is a legendary women's coach who has been at it for 25 years. And he's cut from that Brooklyn, USA family tree. You already know how it goes, man. Founded by the legendary Lester Roberts, may he rest in peace. But this basketball head will be under the tutelage of two other legends, legendary coaches Ray Haskins and Coach Lloyd mcCory. This basketball head created his own lane by coaching girls, especially those who couldn't afford to play AAU. No budget, no sponsors, but this basketball head made a way. He would pack girls in his truck, and they would ride, 4 or 5 hours down to Virginia, the Boo Williams tournament. I remember doing that with the Broncos, so I already know how it is. He packed girls up in his truck, took them to the Boo Williams AAU Invitational, just so girls would have an opportunity to get looks by colleges. Now that's special, and that's a coach that cares. One thing this basketball team started to get rolling, they never stop. They go by the name of No Limit. I want to do justice, like the No Limit Masterpiece Soldiers, but these women are soldiers at war, and they never give up. He produced some of the best teams in New York's history. Let's think about it. Last 2 summers, right? Last summer, they went 5-0 in championships. That wasn't good enough for No Limit. So this year, they won an astounding 9 championships in 1 summer. That's unheard of. I don't think any other team in New York City, besides the legendary primetime Pro Division team from the 90s, who probably accomplished such feat as No Limit. But I tell you right now, no women team has done it. And listen, once I speak to Mr. James Ryan, I'm going to find out if No Limit has the most wins as far as championships in 1 summer. So we're going to get down to the bottom of that. Another thing I can say about my next guest is his reputation. It's not just for building championship teams, but getting these girls an education and helping them become quality people off the court. So, without further ado, help me welcome to the show, Brooklyn legendary coach Edwin Llopiz, better known as Coach Munch. Let's do it, baby.
Y'all ready?
ready?
Yes. You have just stepped out into the world of chaos. Where everybody goes hard. Come on. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Or go home. Never back down. You gotta hold your own. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. East Coast. Go hard. West Coast. Go hard. Midwest. Go hard. Dirty. Happy up, everybody. Get online, buy your tickets, cause the game about to start.
What's up, Coach? How you doing, Coach? How you doing?
I'm good, man. How's everything?
Man, I am awesome, man. As I was speaking to you, I was outside getting something to eat and make sure I have something for later on. A nice salad or something, not anything too heavy.
I hear you.
You know, it's been a busy day, but I was definitely looking forward to this interview. and it's overdue, man. We've been trying to plan this for a long time.
No doubt.
Yep. So I want to say big up to all the basketball heads out there. If you on my Instagram right now, come over to NYC Basketball Network. The link is in the bio. Just click on the link and you'll be in the show. It's that simple. All right, so I'm going to leave it on here for a few before I shut the Instagram down and focus solely on Coach Munch, which I'm going to do anyway. All right? So, Coach, I just want to jump right into it, right?
I hear you.
You know, because like I said earlier, I don't know any other team that won as many championships in one summer. Now, I remember that great run that Primetime had. Remember Primetime, right?
Definitely.
They won an incredible run and won a lot of championships. But I wasn't keeping count because I had to play against these guys. You know? So, how did it feel to accomplish such a feat?
A great feeling, Coach, because, you know, the way that we got ourselves together and, you know, building this program from like 25 years ago and taking our lumps. I don't want everybody to think this was something that was just given to us. We took our lumps, but just staying together for years and years and, you know, chemistry, you know, that'd be the first word I always use, chemistry, you know. Most of the girls that I have right now, I had since they were junior high school, you know what I'm saying, going into high school. There's a numerous number of girls that's not with me no more, but they built the way for this program, you know. And the struggle we went through, we never sponsored. Everything we did on our own, you know, raise money, go out and ask for donations. And again, I'm going to say 85% of my girls that I started from the beginning come from single parents. So they didn't have that opportunity to go travel with these great teams and stuff like that. But I found the way, you know, to make it happen. And just having my wife on my side, which just, you know, on my
Salute, definitely.
That was just a big help because, you know, when you got that person on your side saying, go ahead and do it, you know, don't let nobody stop you. And, you know, we've been married over 35 years. So we definitely,
oh man, awesome.
More than a team, you know what I'm saying? It's like everything we do is teamwork. And just the way that my girls gravitated to her, and this is from 25 years ago to this very day, is just unbelievable, you know, Coach. And it's just a great feeling to know that the girls appreciated what I did, and to this very day, the girls that I had 25 years ago still stay in contact with me, you know, and that just means a lot to me, you know.
That's awesome. Says a lot about your character, and I want to say salute to your wife because it's not like having a good woman on your side, man, that's going to hold you down.
No doubt.
Yeah, so I'm going to get into the fishy question because, you know, I usually start off with my first question, but you did such an amazing job this summer. I thought I'd break the rules just a little bit.
I hear you.
Who introduced you to the game?
Coach Lloyd mcCory. Coach Lloyd, because I tell you, first, I'm a baseball guy. I worked for New York City Parks for over 20 years.
Yes.
You know, at St. John's Rec Center. And we had a gym, and I always watch him coach boys. And if you know him and Ray Haskins, very successful Brooklyn USA fan, you know, program.
Yeah.
I followed Ray when he was at LIU with Charles Jones and Richard Parker. And, you know, my daughter definitely got involved with the game. My daughter was the ball girl for LIU. So, you know, she got into the game. And Coach Lloyd runs a program every summer up at St. John's that has over 200 kids. And there was always 3 or 4 girls that just was always overlooked, you know. So every year I just took one. And before you knew it, I had like 8 or 9. And we just kept it going, Coach. And, you know, and again, most of them from Albany Projects, you know, right down the block. And had a couple of guys really help me, like Tiny from Lincoln helped me for a while, you know.
Salute to my guy.
Yeah, Tiny's my guy. And his man Darren. And
yes.
So it just, that was from the beginning. And then it just kept going, Coach. And just the way that I'd be the first to say, Coach, when it comes to training basketball or something like that, if you counting on me to train, you're in trouble. I'll be the first to say that. But, you know, Coach, when you're that person that the girls or anybody know that would go to war for you, that's how they knew I was. I would go to war for them. And Coach Lloyd was definitely my trainer. And then Justin Bright. I don't know if you know Justin Bright.
Uh,
Of
it,
Humble
yes,
Development.
yes. I
Yes.
heard of him, but I don't think maybe I have met him. Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so he was on my team when I first started, and as it went on, high school started. My daughter went to Benjamin Banneker, so got a couple of girls from Banneker. Tiny Adams, which you interviewed
Yes.
in Madison. Kenya Kirkland, which now is at Georgetown. Just little pieces that just grew up to making the parents realize that basketball, it wasn't all about basketball for me, coach. Like, it was education first.
Yes.
I wasn't one of them coaches that I would lose 5 games before I take a girl somewhere that knowing that their grades ain't no good. You stay home and study.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I would take a loss before I take somebody somewhere where it would just be unfit. For what reason? Because if a college coach look at you and say, yo, Coach Munch, who's number 7, and you can't read or write, coach is defeating the purpose, So it turned out very well. And I had a lot of open doors. And, just to backtrack, Coach Apache from Exodus would definitely,
Yeah.
Hey, Coach, listen, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now if it wasn't for him. Rest in peace. His program was number 1. We came after him, but after a while, players start coming and we start competing. You know what I'm saying? And he just opened so many doors in the women game. And to this very day, I respect that man to the fullest, Coach. You know what I'm saying? You never forget where you came from. And
That's
he
good.
that guy. You know what I'm saying? And everything just grew after that, Coach.
Wow. I was going to touch on Apache later on, man. I'm glad you brought him up, man. And I'm going to go back into it a little bit more as we get further into the interview. Where did you grow up, and how was it for you growing up?
Well, I come from a big family, Coach. 10 brothers and 2 sisters. So it was a struggle, but all my brothers was definitely athletes. We grew up on Gates between Marcy and Tompkins and Bed-Stuy. So, we had a center called Wynn Center, which was on Gates and Marcy. And that definitely kept me busy all the time. And then, again, me being a softball guy, I grew up on softball. I was one of them. I could be, with no problem with me saying, probably one of the greatest softball players in Brooklyn.
Wow.
I had a couple of people pay me to go different places to play because that was my game. You know what I'm saying, Coach? Like, I made a living off of that. That's all I have to say. You know what I'm saying?
You played in the league, the softball leagues, like in St. John's and Kingston and all those things like that?
If you mention Munch, they're gonna tell you I was one of the greatest.
Wow.
And not beat with my own horn. I was that guy, Coach. You know what I'm saying? I was so involved with it that I used to go to Virginia. I used to go to Philly. I used to go play big money tournaments.
Wow.
1 pitch tournament. Like, you only got 1 pitch to hit the ball. Those was just special people that could do that. You know what I mean, Coach? And it was like that was my game. That was my game.
1 pitch.
1 pitch, Coach. If you foul ball, you out. It got to be in play. 1 pitch. And that comes from Haskins and Lloyd, mcCory, Brooklyn, USA. I started with the Zodiacs, but my name came from Ray Haskins. That Brooklyn, USA, other than basketball, was also softball. But, Coach, that name right there is just like another father to me. He's that guy. If you know Ray Haskins, you know what I'm talking about. A great man there,
Listen, I say this all the time. Coach Ray Haskins is the godfather of the show.
I hear you.
And I say that because when I needed to defer to someone and ask about the history, he knows what's going on, right? That's I don't have to go Google anything. I just call up Coach Ray and Coach Haskins, or he would give me the information. Like, listen, you need to talk to this person. This is the reason why, and he was the reason that we're speaking to this day because he told me you're one of the people that I need to interview. I
hear you.
So
definitely,
man, this is awesome, and he will be back on the show very soon.
I hear that.
Yes. So, give me the story of how you got hooked up with Brooklyn, USA. I know you coached there. I know you guys mentored you, and you're the student of the Brooklyn, USA family. But how did you get hooked up with them?
Well, through my softball career, I came in with my brother Steve. Rest in peace. He passed away. We had a team called the Zodiacs,
Orthodonsis.
and we was very young, but very athletic, and always was a pretty team, and we just couldn't beat USA. We just couldn't beat them. So after a while, time went on, and I asked Ray Haskins, could I come try out? And he said, try out. You on the team. You know what I'm saying? Like, try out. Munch you. So me and him and then Coach Lloyd took me under his wing, Coach Lloyd. And it just flew from there, and it's crazy, Coach, because when you talk about different sports, just the name of Brooklyn, USA is all over, not just in New York City, everywhere you go. Because if you remember Alexander Hamilton, when Ray was there, he had Nate Sims, Beetle.
Yes.
And so I know I'm saying some names, Cosell. These are
Yep.
legends of the game, Coach, So that kept me driving, saying, I want to do that. And it happened, Coach. They kept pushing me, and with the job that I have, being a Brooklyn Sports Recreation, I'm in charge of every park in Brooklyn. I'm the Brooklyn Sports Director. So that helped me stay involved with sports, and you know what I'm saying? And with my daughter's definitely, there's no other words to express what she mean to me. You know what I'm saying? That's my life. I have a son too. He's a mailman. His name is Reggie. Never got in trouble. So further the family life, it just made it easy for me, Coach, because my kids just the greatest. You know what I'm saying? Like, no problem, well educated, went to school, always kept a job. My wife was always on their side. So when you got that team, Coach, it just makes things so much easier, and I thank God for that,
Wow. Salute to you and your wife, man, for doing what you guys do, and salute to your kids as well.
No doubt.
Yeah. So they was very instrumental in your growth as a coach, and as far as the confidence, knowing that you had your family backing, you was able to go out there and give it your all,
Definitely.
every game and every practice. Wow, that's crazy. So, what made you decide to coach girls?
Coach Lloyd told me I couldn't coach the boys no more because they started all coming to me. So he told me. So, Coach, he's seen all the kids start attracted to me, and he's like, Coach, listen, stay away. I want you to go coach girls.
Right.
And from day one, Coach, I loved it from day one, because the way, even when I started like 25 years ago, they were so much willing to learn and listen, and to look at you. So you know what I'm talking about, Coach. Like,
yes.
Easy to teach, and like, if you call practice, they in practice. It wasn't like a boy will walk in the gym thinking everything is okay. And my first team, Coach, it just brings back great memories. My wife went to the 99-cent store and bought some shirts, and we went and got the iron-on letters and iron no limit on it, and traveled all the way to Bo Williams, and we went to so many tournaments with them uniforms, and they would say, yo, where you get them uniforms? And me, Coach, I said, oh, we paid $100, but we only paid $2, Coach. You know what I'm saying? But
right,
it's how you represent it, Coach. And it just was all teamwork and everything I did, Coach. And we just continue. Then I had an opportunity to coach at Benjamin Banneker for a year. But with my daughter playing basketball, that just gravitated more girls. And when you got 3 or 4 girls, Coach, and then a friend tell a friend and a friend tell a friend. And here in Brooklyn, Coach, at one time, it wasn't no girls basketball team. You had the Gauchos, you had Riverside. Brooklyn had none. Brooklyn, it was Exodus, but Exodus was, you had to be Epiphany Prince, to Tina Charles.
Yeah.
And I love them because Piff is my girl, Tina's my girl. But I gave the opportunity to the girls that just couldn't travel to their gym. And we right here in Bed-Stuy, and when I called my first practice, and I looked, and I'm like, yo, where all these young ladies came from? And some of them was good, some wasn't, but we all got together and worked it out, and we took our bumps, Coach, and we played in a lot of local tournaments. And I know a lot of them, like Unity in the community.
Yep.
Unity, we played in what's the one that was at Wingate, Coach?
Duncan's Delight.
Duncan's Delight girls. We played in Clyde Frazier up in Riverbank. We played in Soul in the Hole. We played in a lot of local tournaments where we just start ringing bells, and more girls start coming. And I had 1 or 2 girls that really like Kenya Kirkland and Tiny Adams, and I had this girl named Baby D. where she was just a beast, you know what I'm saying? And I had Amanda Burnett, which was an athlete. I had my daughter, which was a shooter. I had coach. It was just a, I could just say always with what I did with team effort. It was never that one person that I could point out. It was always hard work, you know. And then as we went longer, then I grabbed my man, Coach Anwar from South Shore. And once me and him got together, Coach, sky was the limit, you know, like with his knowledge of the game and what he was doing in South Shore, even before he started winning, because at that time it used to be Mary Bertram.
Yep.
Remember Coach G? What do you want?
That's right.
What do you want? 100 in a row, something like that, you know?
Yeah, and he, I think 15 in a row.
Yes, no doubt. So you know, so Coach Anwar went through his bumps. That's why I give him his you know his flowers. He did what he had to do, you know, and me and him got together. We went through our wars too, you know what I'm saying? Like he started this program called Team Prince. So we went to a couple of tournaments where we competed against each other, but it was always family, you know what I'm saying? Always like, yo, where you play at? Yo, I'm going to that tournament too. So, you know, so it was just all together because we was all trying to beat Apache. Coach, you know, Exodus was that team, coach. You know, everybody was hating, but Exodus
So
was,
Apache started Exodus.
yes, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. He's coach. There's no other word I could use but legendary.
No, I heard. All I hear is great things, and when you know, I'm gonna give you my little history in girls basketball, but you know, and I was away from the game, so when I heard that he passed, that's when I started to delve into how important he was for women's basketball and New York City basketball in general, right? I coach elementary kids at this elementary school I used to teach at for about 5-6 years, and then I coached on a high school level for about 10 years. But I coached one half of girls basketball in the Mo Kirby Memorial Day game.
Okay.
Because the coach had to leave, and Kelly asked me, could I take over?
Okay.
And I was sitting there watching the girls. I was enjoying the game, but then he was like, yo, Pooh, can you finish up for the coach because he got to leave? I was like, fine, you know, I do what I do, community guy. Coach Munch. I tell you, just one half.
I hear you.
I could not believe how much the girls listen. And I didn't have to repeat myself because once I told them something, they did exactly what I told them. It was such a mind-blowing experience. I went and told all my friends. I went back to my job. I was telling my athletic director and, you know, my coach, head coach, Atif Akins. I was just like, yo, I just had the greatest experience ever coaching. Now, I had some great experiences coaching before. This is not a knock to all the guys that I coach.
I hear you.
But for one half, it changed my whole perspective on how I saw men's basketball, even though I always knew they was fundamentally sound and they always played hard. But being a coach and giving directions and seeing them just execute them without having to repeat it over and over and over was amazing for me. And we was down 6 at half, wound up coming back and winning the overtime.
I hear that. Mo Kirby, rest in peace, my man.
Yes, one of my greatest friends ever. Yep, for
Definitely.
sure.
His daughter played with me when she was alive. Rest in peace. His daughter played with me.
Wow. Yes. So, what was that first year, right? I know you're talking about, you know, when you first started up, but what was the year that you first started coaching?
Wow, coach. That's gonna be like it had to be like 80, like 93, 94, coach. It was that far back.
Woo!
But it was like a trial base to see if that's what I really wanted to do, you know? Because again, it's time consuming, coach. And I know that even that one half that you coach, when you coaching women, is a lot of different attitudes you got to put up with. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of different. You got a friend here with Munch. I don't want her to play because she did this, she did that. You know how you go. But at that time, it was like the game was a not an easy game, but a game that at that time was fun.
Right.
And as you get older, become more competitive, and I don't want to lose to this team. I don't want to lose to that team. And when you beat this team, if the coach not right, the girl want to come to your team. So it was a lot of that. You know what I'm saying, Coach? And again, we wasn't the best dressed team, but we was always pretty sharp, and we never forfeit. I don't believe in that. That's definitely out the question. And the key thing, Coach, was the parents. I always kept the parents involved. I made sure the parents knew what was going on. Parents' participation, like, come watch your daughter play. We need you there, this and that. And that opened a lot of doors, because a lot of parents start bringing their friends and start bringing my daughter played too. And her daughter come, this and that. And, it opened up a lot of doors on this side, Coach, definitely.
What was that first game like, Coach?
Crazy, Coach. I remember it to this very day. And what's crazy about it is, again, I come from Brooklyn, USA family. So when you mention Brooklyn, USA, is a respectful game, and it's not a game that if you're winning by 30 or 40 points that you want to beat on a team, because you don't want that other team to get discouraged. But my wife, when she come watch a game, is a nut, because if one of my girls cross somebody or do anything, she'd be the first one to start hollering and jumping on the court and doing things like that. And I'd be like, yo, relax. And she'd be like, no, because if it was us, they would do it to us, So, and the girls at that age just loved it. They're like, yo, Munch, be quiet. Let her do it, And you know how the young girls is, Coach, like they love stuff like that.
Right.
So we was playing that unity in the community, and we was playing against this team. And I had a girl named Whitney Toon. She went to, and she did this move, Coach, and she crossed this girl, and she fell, and I turned around. My team is climbing on the fence, and my wife is on the court, and I'm like, yo, what the hell going on here, But it was all love, Coach, and it just continued going and playing in all these local tournaments. And the reason why I got invited to so many tournaments, Coach, and I'm proud to say this, is that the way that we act. You know what I'm saying? That mean a lot. You could be cocky and all that, never with us. We always show respect. I've been coaching 25 years. If I got 2 texts, I might sit here be lying to you. I got a lot of warnings, but I know when to stop. You know what I'm saying? Like, but the furthest text, Coach, if I don't do it, I don't expect my players to do it. And I'm proud to say, and all the time I had no limit, we probably got maybe 3 texts, and 2 of them was probably because of cursing at themselves, like missing a shot or something like that, I demand respect. I demand that. And that's big on my side, because I was raised like that,
Yeah, man. That's awesome. You spoke about some early tournaments that you guys, you and the girls played in. And I remember coming up, and there were no tournaments for girls in the 80s. It was hard to find. We saw them play in high school, right? You had to see them play in high school. The church and the gaucho, we talking about the usual suspect, but they've been around since the 70s, right? Or 60s, right? The late 60s. So to see how it has developed and has changed over the years is just amazing. I'm so excited for New York City girls basketball. Did you ever think about getting a head coaching job in high school or college somewhere?
Well, I coached at Vanica for 2 years, Coach, but then they had to let me go because, Coach, I've been doing this, I call it outlaw basketball, for so long. I didn't know the rules and regulations of high school basketball, and I broke so many rules, Coach, that they had to get rid of me. But, Coach, not because I wanted to, I didn't know. I had an article in the paper, they called me Munch the Double Dipper. And the reason is that, Coach, is because I went to one game and took my team to another game, and you can't do that in high school. You can't do that. Like, we played a high school game, a high school tournament at Vanica, and then right from there we went to another game. Then we went to a high school basketball game, and then we went to a high school basketball tournament. You can't do that. But I didn't know, Coach. So then I go to work the following week, and they said, yo, Munch, we hate to say, but you broke 3 rules in one day. We got to let you go. And I'm like, what did I do? So, but I definitely kept that article, Coach. But let me say this to you, Coach. 20 years ago, you would have wonder how did I do it, because 20 years ago, coach, I weighed 510 pounds.
Wow.
I was one of them coaches that the referees used to love to referee my game because I'm not standing up. I wasn't getting up, coach. You know, at that weight, I was just very limited to what I could do. Don't let me sit here and tell you life was struggling or further as myself. I had numerous, one of my girls always worrying about me. My wife was worried about me. Coach Lloyd, when Big Pun passed away, he sat me down and said, yo, Munch, come on, you can't be the next one. Having grandkids. So I had to do what I had to do to get my life together, coach. And once I got my life together with the energy and everything like that, that just put me more involved in what I do. Because that's why I speak to people that's obesity. It means a lot, coach. We don't show you the pain, but it's a lot of pain, coach. And just remember your heart. Your heart not the same with all that weight, coach. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's why I always try to kick jewels to people that's obesity, is that you're not going to show us your pain, but I feel your pain because I was there. And I try to kick that juice to the young guys and even the young ladies that, you know, and even as parents, coach, like, yes, you want to feed your kids, but we got to be careful what we feed our kids, you know.
That's right. That's right.
And I just had to kick that to you, you know.
No, I feel you. I feel you. Listen, went through some things as well. Okay, it's me right here.
I hear that. I hear you.
All right, 300 pounds.
I hear you.
Right. The doctor told me I was obese because I've been slim all my life, you know. In college, I was able to build some muscle mass. But when the doctor told me, you know, I was obese, I was like, nobody ever told me that. You know, and because I'm taller, right? It, for some reason, no one ever said, yo, you all right?
That's right. That's right.
And then I changed my diet, watched what I ate. Today, definitely don't eat any meat of anything like that. So
I hear you. I hear you.
But I understand the struggles, you know. I had girlfriends that used to tell me, you know, you stop breathing at night.
I hear you.
Know, had sleep apnea. I went through that whole process, man. And it was scary. Trust me, when Pun passed away, I was going through those same things. You know, and then I slimmed up and got right and got fit. And people was like, yo, you all right? Right now they ask me, am I all right? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. Trust me. You know, my knees not swollen up anymore.
I hear you.
The inflammation, you know, that whole problem. So I salute you, man. I salute you, man, for taking that first step forward to getting your life right, man. And those girls, man, you're gonna be here for them. Your children, your grandchildren, your wife, man. I know it's just making you an even better person.
No doubt about it.
No doubt, man. I had to share that with you too, because man, I struggle with my weight as well.
No doubt.
You know, for sure. So, you know, when we talk about being a coach and being an asset in young people's lives, right? Usually the good ones see a void and try to fill it, right? You did. You saw that, hey, there's a lot of boys playing. There's not too many people doing anything for girls, right? And that stepped you up to make that strong effort to become one of the top coaches that we have in New York City, period, right? We talk about the needs, right? Tell me about some of the things that these young girls need that a lot of people don't realize on the outside looking in, because they just think it's X's and O's. And, you know, and you explain some of the parts, you know, as far as getting along with other girls and some different attitudes. But what are some of the needs for these young girls and ladies who you coach?
That they need someone to talk to, coach. And then, you know, us as where we live at and how hard it is to live right now, a lot of these, and and specifically I could say young ladies and even older women, not, it's from single parents, don't have that father figure in their life. So other than a coach, you got to be willing to, you know, put your hand out. And that's something that I definitely do, coach. And I help as many of them as I can. You know what I'm saying, Coach? I could sit here and tell you they speak to me more than they probably speak to their parents, because we all know like it's hard to talk to your parents sometimes about things. And
Yeah.
I have numerous girls come to the house, and Munch, we need to talk about personal problems, talk about their boyfriend problems, talk about their girlfriend problems, which doesn't affect the way I feel about them. You know what I'm saying? I love them all unconditionally. You know what I'm saying, Coach? Like, they need someone to talk to. We all do, Coach. You know what I'm saying? Like, all of us want to show that we being strong. You know, we all got to get blessed now and then. You know what I mean, Coach? And with the way, and again, I keep mentioning my wife. Even the girls even speak to my wife. You know what I'm saying? Like, she loved to cook, so whenever they know they come in here, they know they're gonna eat. And me and my wife, I'll be the first to tell you, we drink very little, but when my team come here, they know they don't have to go anywhere. Because I'm gonna show you something, Coach. If you look at that, hey, Coach, we don't drink. We don't drink.
Right.
That's for them. That's
Right.
for them. But when they come here, you comfortable.
That's
And
right.
it is like, Coach, they need someone to talk to. You know, like, and it's one thing that I found out in the game, especially women's basketball, is that when the game is over, they still want to be around. You know what I'm saying, Coach? Like, some of them don't have nowhere to go, Coach. Let's not get it twisted. Some of them go home and live in a rough life. So keeping them around, happiness just changes their life. And that's why I always tell these young girls, if you're going through a struggle, do well in school and go away to college. It solves so many problems. You know what I'm saying, Coach? You got to learn how to live on your own. You have to do it. It's part of life. And I happen to be blessed. I'm going to say 85 or 90% of the girls that played with No Limit have great jobs. They teachers, they doctors, they great jobs, Coach. That's how I could say. Living. I got some of my players that got kids, great parents. They know I'm here. They know I'm here for whatever they need. And conversation is just so much to them. Like, Coach, and with the COVID thing that just happened, you don't think it get affected everybody? It affected all of us. It affected me. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to let your feelings out. And in my feelings is basketball. Like right now, we didn't play in a week. I'm lost, Coach. I'm lost without my girls. If I show you the chats, I'm not too good on the phone. And if Terry's watching and Renee watching and Nikki, I got to have like over 80 chats because I don't know how to continue them.
Right.
They be like, yo, Munch, come on, Coach. Put it in the same one. But they deal with me, Coach, like I deal with them. And I love every one of them like to the fullest. And this is from when I first started to this very day, you know. And every day is just a blessing to know that they're in my life. And it just keeps me going. Like, they keep me young, Coach. Like I said, if your sneaker game is better than mine, something wrong with you. And the reason why is that because I watch them. Like, wait a minute, you ain't gonna have something and I ain't gonna have it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
keep me young, coaching is like I said, because we ain't playing the game in a week and I'm lost. We leaving tomorrow to go. We're going away tomorrow. But I can't wait to see my team. You know what I'm saying? I ain't seen them in a while, but it's just a bunch of great young ladies and we're gonna keep it going, you know?
You know, this is, man, just hearing you speak about these girls and these ladies and the whole No Limit team, you know, it just shows you how much coaches like yourself is needed to today, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can get the big programs and, you know, the big sponsorships, right? But a coach like yourself, you know, the whole Brooklyn USA staff, like I'm a product of Gil Reynolds. Like I learned how to play. I was a football player, right? But Mr. Thomas Diggs and the product of Mr. Diggs as well. But he would tell us, you know, listen, if you want to learn the game, go up to 309 Park and get the fundamentals from Mr. Reynolds. And there was no money coming out of there. There was no sponsorships. He put us in a few tournaments, gave us that experience, and you take hold of those things, you know, and you don't forget them. So when Mr. Diggs was, you know, directing me, and I would come back and Mr. Diggs would take me places and we would go play, and you don't forget those things, right? Because they're giving up their time and their resources and taking time away from their families to support you in your endeavors. So hearing that you're cut from the same cloth, that is so missing in today's game. Now, we have a lot of great coaches out there, but not too many is doing it the way you're doing it, Coach. So definitely deserve your flowers, man, for sure.
Definitely.
No, this is from the heart. I'm serious. So how long before girls knew that you were a coach that they wanted to play for? Like, how long did that? I know it probably was instantly, right? But you think on the average, right? You know, you get a girl or two, and they probably tell someone else. Like in the beginning, you saw all these girls come down, but as the years go, you saw it grow and grow. Like, was it it was an instant hit like that right off the bat?
No, it took time, Coach, because I started with high school girls, and again, the reason why I say high school girls, because the same girls that I had in high school is my team right now. Like Monet Johnson, Big Love. I know you probably heard of Kenya Kirkland. She graduated from Georgetown. She played at Georgetown. Kimberly, I call her Kim Bone.
Right.
She's the original No Limit as of right now. And she was with me. Oh my God, Coach. I can't even tell you how long, you know. But all of them knew each other. And it was like, yo, I'm gonna bring my friend. And it just grew on to be just a big thing, Coach. It's like coming from all schools. I had from Madison to Banneker to Boys and Girls to Grand Street campus, numerous schools, and we just start gelling together. And I go watch them play their high school games, so they see it wasn't just about the summer. I'm coming to support your high school too, and then just being together in the summer. And again, Coach, like last year definitely was a opening year to me because picking up that I picked up, like picking up with Renee Taylor, and this is just going way ahead. Nikki Avery, Armani Tate, picking up certain people that with pieces that I had just was bad news for these other teams. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm glad they came along with me. You know what I'm saying? Because we all talk about guards, coach in New York City, and I always hear talk about boys, this and that. I will put Renee Taylor against some of the boys. She's, Coach, your IQ means so much in this game. And again, I'm still a student of the game, Coach. Don't let me sit here and tell you I'm a student of the game, because as long as I had No Limit and if all the girls is on, we had one play, Coach. You never seen me with a clipboard in my hand. I wouldn't know what to write.
First of all, Coach, I mean to cut you off, but the first time I watched you guys play and you coach, you guys was, kind of getting the bad end of the stick in the beginning. You didn't call a timeout. And I'm sitting there going, I'm filming the game and I'm saying to myself, yo, the score? I'm looking at you and you just chilling.
That's right.
Right? There was no loud yelling. You go here, we down. Timeout. I just watched and I was just blown away like, wow. And then the IQ, they started rolling and things started picking up. They just, it seemed like they knew what was going to happen.
Coach, chemistry. And I know you understand the word chemistry.
Yes.
It's so many games that we was down, and before you know it, you snap your eyes and we up. You know what I'm saying? And again, Coach, as long as I coach, because I don't even know what to write on the playbook. You know what I'm saying, Coach? And it's just a matter of calming them down, letting them know, yo, we okay. Don't worry about it. And even like the last 2 years, my timeouts, I don't even get up because with you having a Nikki and a Renee and a Monet and Big Love, I better not say nothing because they're going to tell me to sit down anyway because they understand. And it's not like letting your soldiers make the plan because they on the battlefield. I'm willing to take that back seat, but I'm there. The final word is mine. Let's not get it twisted. But your soldiers make the decisions. They know the battlefield. So y'all go ahead. Y'all, let's sort this out. And Coach, in the last 2 years, I could say we lost probably 75-2.
That what you just exemplified was the confidence that coaches can instill in their players, right? by giving up the reins sometime and just allowing them to play, because you already know what they bring to the table.
Mm-hmm.
You know what they bring to the table. Most coaches get, players, they want to change their game. You got to fit this circle in this peg. And if it's not my way, can't be your way, because I'm the head coach.
Nah. Coach, let me tell you the game that opened everything up. And I hope my girl Nikki is on it. We were playing a game in beautiful Ballers in Rucker Park. We was down 2 with like 3 or 4 seconds ago. I called timeout. The team got around me, and Renee Taylor grabbed my shoulder and said, Coach, I got this. So I went and sat down. She actually took the girls on the court and told them where to go. Renee took the ball out. Nikki came around the double pick that we set, and she hit the shot, Coach. Ever since then, I don't think we lost since then. And that wasn't me. That was the leadership of what we got, and the girls respect her leadership, and that means a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know for a fact a couple of times I'll call timeout and I say something, but then they get in their little circle and they say, all right, forget what Munch said. But it's all good, Coach. It's all good because that's the confidence I have in them. I never feel, Coach, we were playing one game in Rose, and the announcer, and if she's listening, I don't want her to take it personal. She was announcing, and you could hear her saying that, oh, no, let me go take their first L. They're going to take, and I'm not even worrying about it, because we was down like 15 with like 8 minutes. That ain't enough for us, Coach. That's not enough. Before you sneeze, Coach, we was up 3. And you know me, then I had it right set. And I said, I see you got kind of quiet. Let's not get quiet now. But that's the confidence that they have in each other. And Coach, and when you ask a question, and I'm quite sure you ask people, like, with the team that I had the last 2 years, for someone to ask me, yo, Munch, who do you want to take the last shot? I can't answer that.
Yeah, I won't even ask that question, because you got too many killers on that team.
I can't answer that. It's like whoever got the ball, I'm confident. And if you miss, so what? We're going to go again. You know what I'm saying? Like, between Nikki, Renee, Armani, Kim, Love, Shy, Ty, Sylvia, Coach is crazy, Coach. And, it's like, I don't care who take the last shot, because I feel confident it's going to go in. And our record speaks for itself. You got all these other teams be going on their past. I'm going on our future. And until someone knock us off, you're going to hear about this no limit train, and then we're going to keep it rolling, Coach. You know what I'm saying?
All right. I want you to explain this, right? Just give the audience a difference between coaching girls and coaching boys, all right? The floor is yours.
Okay. I coached boys once at St. John's, Coach, and the thing is, even to this very day, and I watch the boys game because I follow Tiny and I follow a couple of high schools. The boys right now just feel they know everything. Like, even people that was in the NBA, when they come back to try to teach, you have kids that just don't listen. They feel that they know it all. It's not that side with the women, especially on the side that when you got women that accomplished a lot. You have women that been overseas for 8 or 9 years. So what can somebody that never went overseas and never been on the battlefield say to them? You can't say nothing. All you should do is just listen. They're not going to tell you nothing wrong because they've been through them battles. That's just like taking me to a gunfight with a knife. The guys, I watched a couple of guys' games, Coach, and I listened to the coaches. Coach Andrew gonna get the shot. Make sure Andrew get the shot. But you don't get a ball to Andrew. Somebody else take the shot. But we just discussed, give it to Andrew. But in the women's game, if a coach says that person that he says most likely is gonna get the shot because they're willing to learn and listen. Coach, I wouldn't coach boys, and no disrespect to them. I just couldn't do it because it's a whole different coach's game. Because you can't coach women the way you coach men. It's a different attitude you gotta have, a different perspective of the game. I seen a couple of guys in the guys' games that a guy missed a layup and the coach explodes on him. Do you really think that the guy tried to miss the layup? So how can you play the game if you go down court and you miss a layup and he got to keep looking at the bench wondering if he's going to come out the game? Coach, I have a girl on my team named Shamanique Watts. Shamanique.
Yes. She was definitely a killer. Yes.
I got Amani Tate. I got Kimberly.
See, she's on right now. Shamanique is on. She's on right now.
Okay.
Yes.
That damn ball too, because she's that one, coach. She's that one that I would lose games with her shooting the ball. And my whole team feel that way. It's not just Munch. Because there's a numerous time we give her the ball and she pass it back. Why did you pass it back? You know what I'm saying? So it's just the confidence that they have in each other, coach, that is hard to teach. And it only comes from time. And it's one thing I something else I could say proud about my team, coach, is that any team could practice for us. Because you know my team. You know, like if you play against the Gauchos or Riverside or something like that, that guy that played with Riverside might play with the Gauchos in this tournament. And then they might play with teams, this and that.
Yeah.
Not no limit. You could go to the gym and say, okay, you know Monet gonna be here, you know Love gonna be there, so you know my team. And regardless of what you do, you just better be ready for war, because we're going to war.
Wow. So, for you coaches out there, he just gave you a nice lesson in the difference between coaching girls and coaching boys. So take notes. If you don't got your pads out, better get them out. Take notes for
Definitely.
sure. Yeah. So, you talked about the challenges, right? Of coaching girls, right? Which that comes with a lot of teams out there, but in particular girls, you definitely focused on. The upside of coaching girls, which is awesome, right? Because I experienced that. Such a beautiful feeling, right? When you guys started to say, you know what, we need to get out the city, right? We need to get out the city and go on the road and do what we need to do. What was that first trip like, and what was it? Was it the Boo Williams Invitational?
No, it was a tournament in New Jersey. It was what's it called? King University.
King University. Yep.
That was our first trip, coach. Someone invited us. They seen us play in the city. And again, coach, just the way that we act and stuff like that. Coach Apache told me about the tournament. And we went there, and it was a great experience because it was the first time we actually drove somewhere other than here. I went up there with like 10 girls, playing against teams from Michigan, from Chicago. So you're getting a new taste of basketball. And it was something that's when it opened the door that this is what I wanted to do. Because I always felt that my daughter was pushing me. My daughter was like, Dad, come on, let's go. And with the first couple of girls that I had, I seen the potential in it. Like this is what they really wanted to do. And again, coach, I keep bringing education up. I knew that this could get them out of paying for the school, which I know parents is expensive right now. So me knowing that this basketball could get these girls into good colleges and not being able to pay, that was my drive. Like, yo, let's go. Get in the car. Let's go. You getting in here today. Because you don't know who's going to watch, coach. You never know who's going to, that one scout at that game could be that particular scout that's going to pull that young lady out of the house home, out of the hood, everybody's not a Division I player. Everybody like.
Talk that talk. Let them know. That's right.
And if you look at Division II or III, as long as it's paid for, coach, and you get that piece of paper at the end of the year that you got that degree, you accomplished your mission. Like you have so many kids that are like, oh wait, I'm waiting to hear from Duke, I'm waiting to hear from Kentucky, but you're never gonna get that call. But what happened to the school, Eastern Michigan Shore? I mean, Morgan State or schools like that. That is Division I, but it ain't that school that's playing on TV. But when you get that,
they want you, right? You want to go there, but this school wants you. I think that's one of the biggest lessons anyone can learn. And I had to learn that, definitely.
And and again, coach, after and just keep it real, and I keep it real with my girls. Once you get that degree, sky's the limit. But if you look at women's basketball and how downgrade they treat us as women, and I'll say us because I feel I'm part of the women's game, they don't give us our flowers. And until we determine it and play hard and make them give us what belongs to us. That's why I respect Coach Daly from South Carolina. They had to give her that money, coach. She deserved it. So with what I got here, with what I'm building with No Limit and having these girls overseas every summer, having good jobs, no sponsorship, we grind out. It just make me feel good knowing that we did it ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We did it. We ain't counting on no one to do nothing for us. You know, we definitely looking for some hands out because again, coach, it's hard for everybody. Coach, it's hard.
Yeah.
You know, just I'm just gonna throw a number at you. We was in 9 tournaments this summer, and just in entry fee, our bill was almost 8,000. You know what I'm saying? But you know what? Munch gonna make a way for it to happen because this is the love I have for this organization, and I'm okay. You know what I'm saying? And no one making me do this. I choose to do this because I love my girls. I love every one of them, and I know they respect me to the fullest. Because to make a long story short, coach, not too long ago, I did something crazy. I didn't take my medication, coach, and I don't, you know, I don't hide nothing. I was driving my car, and I didn't feel well, and I pulled my car over, and I called my daughter and told her what happened. And before you knew it, coach, when I pulled over to the side, I had like 6 or 7 cars pulling up next to me. A car in front of me, a car on the side of me, a car stopping traffic, and all these is my girls. Like, coach, you okay? You know, concerned, and that just means so much to me.
Wow.
You know what I mean? They parked in the middle of the street, running out their cars. You know, like, coach, wait, your daughter told, and they got me on this this app, coach, that they could tell where I'm at. What is it called, Val? Location. All of them know where I'm at, so it's like just that means so much to me, coach. That other than basketball, they care for me that much as I care for them. You know.
Wow. Just in case y'all don't know, in the background, there's No Limit playing the Lady X-Men in the Championship Rose Classic on my channel. So make sure you go check it out.
And
you know, look at that right there. Ooh, real hardware right there.
Yes, and that's all from the family, coach. You know what I'm saying? All from the family.
Wow. This is such a major thing. You know, when I put up my games, right? You know, because I'm a YouTube head. I'm on YouTube a lot. And this is even before I even had my own channel. And I will watch some of the highlights from other tournaments. Well, from people who put up the highlights from other tournaments. Ball is Life, whatever it is, you know. Courtside came in. It's no knock to them. But it's hard for me, because I'm a true basketball head for real. It's hard for me to just watch make shots.
I hear you.
Because I can't figure out whether the player is really good or not.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just seeing them make shots. I don't see them miss. I don't see any turnover. I want to see basketball. And I said, you know what? I'm going to be a little bit different. It may hurt my views, you know, and I don't do anything for views. So
I
it's
hear
not
you.
about that. It's about the integrity and about the culture of New York City basketball. So when I put these games up, you know, I want them to get a real aspect of how the game was like, even though they weren't there.
Mm-hmm.
Because we hear about all of these kids, you know, oh, they on YouTube, they're YouTube famous or Instagram famous. And when you really see them play, you like,
yeah, definitely.
Where's the rest?
Definitely.
I've seen so many busts, and I never would like to blow anyone up. But there's countless of, you know, players who I've seen that just didn't pan out, but everybody thought this was how it's going to be.
Definitely. And to this very day, coach, and again, I don't speak nothing about the men's game because I'm involved with the women's game, but how is Renee Taylor not in the WNBA?
Listen, 2 legendary, like when I say their names, you know what I'm saying? Like, and from this point on, you know, it's just going to be, you know, I started off with Nick, because I've seen Nick play, and it was like legendary, because if guys did what they did, they'll be calling them legends.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I said, you know what? I'm going to push to get more females on the show. It's something that I purposely set out to do. And I tell anyone, tell females, get in contact with me, hit me up, come on the show, tell your story, you know, because you're just as deserving as a guy. And you put in the same amount of work, if not even more. So this is their platform, New York City. I'm going to say this again. For all the ball players out there, true basketball heads, this is your platform. This is your platform to tell your story and to feel safe. You know, I went up, and I'm going to do a little plug real quick. I've been contacted Miss Nikki McCrimmons, and we've been talking. She's going to be on the show soon. I want to plug her book, Harlem Queen.
Okay.
Another New York City legend, who got a chance to play in the NBA, how brief it was, and others out there. And I just had it in front of me, so I had to give it a plug. But to see what you're doing with your team and seeing them in person out front row, I was just so excited to make sure I get you on. And you listen, Coach, you get to nominate. Once you come on the show, you get to nominate as many people as you want to come on the show.
I hear you.
For sure. Right? So tell me something about AAU. Let's talk about AAU for a second, right? Does AAU help or hurt the game, in your opinion?
In New York City, it hurts the game. And the reason why I say that, Coach, we when I first started Riverside, me, Apache, a couple of teams, it wasn't too many AAU programs at that time.
Yeah.
So girls was like, I had a lot of good girls. Team Mike Moore, which is he had a good team, Coach Anwar. But when you go out of state and you play against these other little, like Michigan and stuff like that, all their best players is on one team, Coach. You know what I'm saying? Here in New York, you might have one of the top guards. I might have a top guard. So we're not really giving them our best product. And I can say that for the men's game, too, because I hear everybody got an AAU team now.
Listen, it's so back when I came up, it was 3, right? You had the 2 major ones, Riverside, Gaucho, then you had the Broncos.
Okay.
And Doc was similar to yourself. We didn't have any big sponsorships. He kind of did it. He has, support from the boys club, but he kind of really did it on his own and to get us out there. So with so many ball players that we have and so many AAU teams that we have, we are a city going against a whole state.
No doubt. See, so you understand, yes.
And then they want to say New York City's falling off. Oh, no, fam. Our city is going against your whole state.
The whole state, yes.
And then all the best players are not playing with each other. Like you said.
That's a fact, because I know I did go to one tournament with Tiny when he had the Juice All-Stars. And when we went to, I think we went to Virginia, it was 8 teams from New York, and everybody was good. So imagine if all of them was together. And they ran the championship with the 2 New York teams, Juice against the Gauchos. So imagine if they was together, like, it's just like, but when you go to Michigan or New Jersey, like we playing up in Maine. In Maine, they only got one AAU team in Maine. So all their best players is in one program. So yes, they're gonna come to us, and they're not facing our best, because you might have a top guard, I might have a top guard, and one might have a top guard, Mike might have a top guard. But I wasn't too much a fan of AAU because of restrictions and I could say I never felt under the restrictions because I wasn't sponsored by nobody. Because if you're sponsored by Nike, you can only play in Nike tours. I wasn't down with that. You wasn't gonna tell me where I can go.
I don't understand that.
At all.
Too much control. Like, again, for instance, and I use this tournament as an example. To me, just my opinion, I think when the NBA latched on to EBC, it drained the culture. It drained Rucker Park to what it once was. And so now things move down to Dykeman. Things move over other places, right? Tri-State. But that energy that was at Rucker was so amazing. The big companies, they put their claws around you and they suck the energy out of you. And I'm seeing that happen. I see that happen. Riverside, Gauchos. Now we got New Heights. We got the New York. Right. We got the new boys, the New York Wrens, and the tide has shifted. And I always say to myself, guys like yourself, the Brooklyn USA's early on, just the guys who kind of do it from their heart. Those are the coaches who are really winning to me. Because when I talk to these kids, they go, how y'all doing on the road? They go, oh, we got smacked. Such and such played well. He had a good game. and it become individualized instead of the team going down there and winning consistently.
That's right. Definitely. It's not what it should be, coach. And then, you know, and as they get older, and especially as men, we say you're supposed to get older and wiser. Some of them just go backwards, coach. You know what I'm saying? And it's just bad for the game right now because, especially in the women's game, they've been fighting for the longest trying to make it right. And then you have certain coaches that's not doing the right thing. And, you know, I got to tell you one story, coach. We went away to a tournament. And I'm not going to mention no name. I took this girl with me, and I asked her for a transcript. And she gave me her transcript, but it was a make-up transcript. She made up her transcript. So we went to a tournament.
Excuse me. Time out. Hold on, coach. I bring this out every now and again for moments like this. What the hell is a made-up transcript?
Oh my God.
And I'm not playing dumb, coach. I'm serious. Like,
I hear you,
school
coach.
me.
Coach, she came with a form that, you know, you get from the computer that says, like, let's say you got a B in English and an A in math, you know, and it was actually like a legal document. And I always take the transcripts because, especially if you're a senior and we go away to a tournament, and let's say the coach for North Carolina say, okay, yo, Coach Munch, who's number 7? I said, yo, her name is AABC, whatever. Like, yo, Munch, how's her grades? Well, hold on, coach, let me go on my bag. You go her transcript right here. Oh, Munch, for real. I want to speak to her. So to go back to the story, that happened to me. I had the coach for Seton Hall. Munch, we like number 6. I'm like, oh, thank you. Know, she's a senior. Yeah, coach, we looking to get her something. Said, yo, Munch, you have a transcript? Of course, went on my bag, gave her the transcript. So I told the player, listen, make sure you keep playing well. The coach was Seton Hall. Like, Munch, oh, thank you. I get a call 2 days later, yo, Munch, this transcript is bogus. Your girl failed every class.
Oh,
she's a senior. She's a senior. She got 14 credits as a senior. And coach, people, I'm not one of them that's going to go make up no transcript for no one because you ain't doing nothing but hurting the kid. You know, like, where do you go from taking a kid to a tournament, you bringing her in your car, or you getting her a plane ticket to go somewhere where it's for what reason? Even if she's the best person in the league on the planet, but what college coach going to take her with 14 credits, coach? I never understood that. That's why I'm very careful with who I take away now. Like, other than her looking bad, you don't think I look bad, coach? Like, coach, what kind of girls you bring into my tournament where this girl, her transcript is forced. She's a senior. She played like Michael Jordan, but you ask her to read and write. She can't even spell her name. Because as a senior, you got 14 credits. So that just put me on a whole different level, coach. Like being careful of how I travel, who I'm traveling with, parents' participation, and her parents, you know, I just had to share that to you. That was crazy, coach. You know, that's why you got to be careful.
Listen, yeah. Let me tell y'all something. I am speechless. I heard it all. I thought I heard it all. Like in my era. I'm keeping 100, and this didn't happen for me because I earned everything I got, and I had to do it the hard way. But I know some guys who got their SATs taken from them, GED tests taken from them, and you know, Lamar Odom, he kind of mentioned it on All the Smoke. He was just like, that was the normal thing to do. You know, I done seen guys pass money on the table. I done seen guys throw games.
I hear you.
I've been in those situations. Like, what are you doing? And it's all out of the ego of the coach, right? But at the end of the day, when you look at those kids, you see the problems.
You see them.
You see how their lives turn out. You know, it could be a flash of fame for a minute, but you already know that rocket gonna come down hard.
No doubt about it. Yeah, that's a fact.
A made-up transcript. I heard of report cards getting. I heard of people erasing our grades and putting it in. Now, a transcript is a professional document. Hold on, coach. Did it come with the stamp?
Yes, it did, coach. I know what transcripts. I went to Lincoln University in Pennsylvania. I graduated
Yes.
boys and girls, but I graduated from the high, the original high.
Yes.
First,
Yes. Yes.
I went to the one on Fulton Street. So it got to be sealed and everything, coach. They give it to you in the envelope. It got to be sealed. It had all of that, coach. But when he looked into, quote me if I'm wrong, it's a thing called the OSIS number where they could check your grades.
Yep. Yep.
Looked
Yep.
at that. He like, yo, Munch, this kid here got 14 credits and is a senior.
Ooh,
So
dirty,
it's
dirty game.
dirty game, coach. And believe me, coach, whoever she was with before me knew that she wouldn't have never went that far with me if I knew she was failing. I got her that year. So that means whoever coached her freshman, sophomore, junior year, you didn't help her. You hurt her. You kept dragging her along because she was a good player. So now when she do leave school, where's she going? Nowhere. Her basketball career is over. She ain't going to no college. She ain't going to no good school.
Wow.
That's why I recommend the girls that's doing it the right way, coach. And with Nikki, Renee, and I still see them giving back. Every time I go on this phone, the only reason why I got Instagram because of the coaching thing, but every time I look, all my girls, all of them always giving back. From Monet's a teacher, Kim's a teacher, Big Love. Every time I give clinics, I don't have to go get nobody. I call them, they come. Me working for New York City Parks, we do the junior knits. And when I do the girls, I call my team, they come give clinics. And you can't get tired of that, coach. It's just other than basketball, we're a family, coach, and it's going to stay that way because they're willing to give back something that no one gave them, and that means a lot. That means.
Wow. Well, we definitely got your wife in the building. We got New York Charm in the building, who is Shamanique, right? Right. Definitely needs to come on the show soon. I think we even got a date set, so we'll see. I gotta check because I'm booked all the way through November, so it's kind of hard to kind of remember everyone. We have Helene Gonzalez, Courtney Williams, and Coach Mo BRC. Yes. It says WHW, but it says thanks, Coach Mo BRC. Wow, so they're definitely in the building showing you love, man. It's amazing. Now, I don't really like throwing people under the bus, but do these AAU teams, or did they in the past, literally try to steal your players just to kind of throw monkey wrench in your game and what you was doing?
Of course. It's no doubt about it. But coach, once you come here, you ain't going nowhere. And I say that proudly. Once you get a touch of this No Limit family, and this ain't just this era, wasn't last year, the year before that. Again, you just got to remember, I had Kim for over 15 years. You don't think people attacked her like, come over here. Big Love. I had Big Love for years. I had Tiny Adams before she left and doing her great thing, her coaching men's basketball.
Yes.
For years. Nikki
breaking barriers, right? Breaking barriers, right?
No doubt, breaking back. Nikki and Renee, they played with a bunch of great programs, but I know that's finished. They No Limit for life. You know what I'm saying? I have this young lady, Imani Tate. Right now, she's all the way in Spain. I know she's on.
I had Money on the show. Yeah.
I got Ty. I got Sylvia. I got Sean. It's so many different ones that, coach, like when you gravitate to somebody and you're not even worrying about winning or losing, it's just like grabbing onto somebody saying they part of my life right now, and basketball is second. That's what's going on this side.
Wow.
And it's just a great feeling knowing. And again, coach, and I know I said this, if No Limit play at 5:00 and we playing against Team Mo know who's coming. It ain't like he had to wonder who's coming. He know who's coming. And we did something this summer, coach, that just definitely legendary because we had 2 championships at the same time and 2 well-known tournaments. We played at 4:00 at Dykeman and we played 4:00 at Watson. These are 2.
But before that, you was at
Rose.
Okay.
We won 3 championships in one day.
You
know what I'm saying? And for us to be able to split the team up and still become successful the way we do, it's not just the basketball thing. It's the chemistry and the love that we have for each other. And it ain't like, all right, Renee, you go here. Nick, you go there. No, they already know who's going with because you got a core and then you got that upcoming core. So it's like, okay, yo, I don't even got to tell them because they're getting their cars and they out. And that's why when teams be like, yo, how did you pull that up? No, it's not me. I'm the chief, but my Indians is lieutenants. They know what to do. And my biggest lieutenant, and everybody know, is Big Love. You mess with my team, you got to face my big girl. You don't want to do that.
Oh, for sure. She holds it down. Yes. Yes, indeed.
Yes, and she's another one. Other than basketball, that's my girl. That's my life. You know what I'm saying? Big Love is me and her battle all the time. She's a daughter. All of them is my daughter, but Love, Kim, they go so far back with me. You know what I'm saying? They know my personal life. They know the struggles I went through. They knew when I was 500 pounds. They felt the pain that I felt. When I couldn't get up to go somewhere, they was there for me. You know what I'm saying? So I give them all their flowers. And till the day that I leave this game, they're going to be with me. And when they leave is when I leave.
Like, I want to do something that probably has never been done before, right? I had a slew of Grady guys up here, right? And we talking about guys who just so loyal to each other, they kept nominating each other. A bunch of McClancy guys, and if every now and again I gotta bring a Lincoln guy up here. So, but we talking about the amount of players who are kind of real close, and they kind of support each other to bring each other up here to tell their story. I want to try to get those who want to talk and tell their story, the whole No Limit team up here, one by one, and have them tell their story, and we can have some fun and make sure that their history is documented.
We would love that.
No doubt. So you was talking about Coach Apache Pascal and Anwar Glanton, Coach Anwar, right? And Deborah Mortley, right? Because yes. I know she was right, another product of Brooklyn, USA, and I think she did it both boys and girls, correct?
Yes, legend, no doubt about it. Yes,
like the family tree is just so rich, and we talk about community coaches.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing you can't replace it. You can't replace it with a Nike. You can't replace it with Adidas. Any big, sneaker company that's attached to it, because none of these coaches were attached to the sneaker companies, and they produce so many great players with just the know-how and the love. You can't replace that.
Mm-hmm.
So, just those names and knowing what they did, was just incredible. I know Coach Pascal, everybody had he had a situation, but it still didn't mean anything because how he started and what he meant to the game.
Yes.
Still so legendary, man. So
he had some great players. He had great players. He had Tiffany Prince. He had Erica Morrow.
Yes.
Jay Barrett. He had the girl Lex that went to Georgetown. Shakira Leary. He had some. He was tough every year. Coach. It's the one thing about Exodus. They had Exodus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And every one of them was tough.
Woo.
And, he was able to, once one leave, he feed into his program, and he was very well known by these college coaches. And yes. I was there with him, and I seen it. It's nothing that someone telling me. I seen it. So he definitely was a vital part of me continuing what I do. And Coach, I'm never gonna forget this one phone call I made to Apache. And this was when I first started. We played in a tournament in New Jersey. And we was playing against Maya Moore. Maya Moore and all of them came from the same program. Maya Moore and a couple of other WNBA players. And I called Apache, and I said, "Yo, Apache, we get ready to play Maya Moore. She played with all."
Can't hear you. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Yeah, I can't hear you. Somebody probably called you. No, I can't hear you. Listen, I hope you know, for all the people that's tapped in right now, I appreciate you. Send this link out to everyone once it's finished. If you could do it now, cool. But once it's finished, send this out to everyone. Everyone needs to see this. Coach Munch is someone that needs his flowers and needs to be celebrated because. Yep, you good. You good. You good, Coach.
You can, Coach?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Go back to that story. We were playing against Maya Moore and them, and I called it Patchy. And he said, "Yo, Munch, you playing against Maya Moore?" He said, "I said, yeah, Coach, what I'm going to do?" He said, "All I can tell you is how much you're going to lose by."
Ooh.
He said, "Munch, I love you and everything, but just take this one." Coach, he was right. He was right. Halftime, I might have been losing like 50-8. That's why I said we took our bumps, Coach. You know what I'm saying? But I respect that man so much, Coach. He opened so many doors in his women game. And I know Anwar, if he's on, he say the same thing. Mike Moore, myself, Coach Chaz from, I think he with New Heights right now, Coach Chaz. It's so many of us that this guy Patchy opened the door for us. Like, we got to be grateful to this man, you know?
No, he definitely set the coach up right.
Yeah.
You know, and he got it to the point where girls are receiving better scholarships than the guys right now on the overall level. And they're graduating straight from high school without having to leave the city and go somewhere else and do it.
I hear you.
You know, that's just amazing to me. Coach Apache blazed the trail, and now you have Coach Anwar. How important is Coach Anwar for New York City basketball right now?
Very important, Coach. Again, I remember we first started. We had a couple of girls, Angel Porter, we had Bebe, we had a couple of girls that I found very hard to coach, but he found the way to do it. And I don't know how many he won in a row now, maybe 7 or 8. But even his AAU program right now is running through New York City. His high school team is running through New York City. I speak to Anwar like at least once every 2 days. He won Gersh. He got a definitely his staff. He always keep a tight staff. Me and him were the first one, and this is why I always speak about Rose Classic. We were the first one to win Rose Classic when they started. The first year was me and Anwar, and then Rose Classic started college, and we won the first college. So that's why we definitely got up the antes to Rose Classic. They definitely made us what we are. Anton and them does such a great job over there, you know, like. And a couple of tournaments, Coach, like just the love that they show, no limit. Hoops in the Sun, Gersh, you know, Dykeman, Watson, Janis. I started from Janis, you know, from years ago when I first started. Janis. Right now you got my man Mo that do New York City Cup. It's, you know, it's so many doors open right now for the women game. It's just a matter of doing it the correct way. We don't want to burn these bridges, Coach, because there's so many people just trying to block it. And having these tournaments, as long as we do it correctly, and having players still teaching like a Renee and a Nikki and a Mo and Love, and you know, we play against this team called OTF that have my girl Snoop and Bree, you know, and then you got a team Footprint, my man Mike, that always keep great college players and a hell of a coach. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it's just a matter of course we compete against each other, but we're here for one reason: to make sure these girls get a great education, make it to the next level, and live a great life after this, Coach. And that's my goal, or everything I do, you know.
I have a confession. It's no disrespect to the men pro-am. None. But just for me, I enjoy the women pro-am a lot better.
I hear you.
This is just for me, right? And it doesn't come with so much drama. Because a lot of people is, you know, now that we got Brevoort rocking and we got it back, you know, I hear dudes say, yo, Pro-Am gonna be lit. Y'all got the best light and court. But I was like, I don't. And this is no disrespect to them. I think they're hell of a ball players and they bring a lot to the table. But just watching your girls play, and I seen a few other games this summer, but just watching the No Limit team play, I was just so impressed because look, they're a dominant team. And for me, first time seeing them play, they were down and didn't panic. They weren't arguing amongst each other. They was able to listen to each other. And I was just blown away. Like, this is amazing. This is what basketball's supposed to be like. This is what basketball's supposed to feel like.
Definitely. And it just, as a coach, and again, it's just, for me, when I be sitting down watching my team, and me, again, I'm still a student of the game because, again, I'm a baseball guy, but I love basketball. I'm watching my own team loving it. You know, like, ooh, yeah. You know, when I call timeouts, coach, if I say 2 words, I'm sitting here lying to you, coach. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
I see. You just be chilling. Like, and I'm saying to myself, trust me, me being a coach, I'm going, he ain't called a timeout yet. Wow, they're not bickering. No one's blaming each other. You know, people make mistakes, they miss shots, and it's like, all right, to get the next one.
That's right. And it's
amazing.
And you can't teach that, coach. It comes from trust. It comes from understanding the game. It comes from like just feeling. And again, I don't look at it as being cocky, coach. It's just when you feel like you're that dominating team right now, regardless of what the score is, and we feel that way right now. You know what I'm saying? And the good thing about it is, coach, is that if you ever do, and it didn't happen in a while, and I'm glad to say, even when we do lose, you can't tell. We leave in the same way as we want, coach. And that means so much. Like, you never hear somebody saying, yo, we lost because Sean missed a shot. Oh, we missed because Mo didn't come to a game. Nah, none of that. Yo, the game is over. Yo, we got a game tomorrow at 6 o'clock. We see you later. And that's it. You would never see somebody blame somebody. And again, that's just the confidence that we have in each other. And that makes you want to come back. It makes you want to, for a coach to give you, and coach, I'm quite sure when you was a player, coach gave you the green light to shoot. Everybody on my team got the green light. There ain't no restrictions. Do what you do. You know what I'm saying? And again, how can you play, coach? And I'm quite sure you can answer this. For you to miss the layup and coach screaming at you, do you really think that you try to miss the layup? Like, no, coach, you don't think you should be encouraging me saying, don't worry, next one. And that's my thing. Yo, you missed. Yo, just get back and play D. If you miss the next one, get back and play D. You're not trying to miss it because you know they're going to talk about you. We all know how basketball is. And that's just the confidence they have in each other. Just, yeah.
Coach of the summer, team of the summer, right
doubt.
there. Listen, one of the biggest a-holes I've ever had in my life was one of my former college coaches. I just thought he was the worst because sophomore year, first game I started, and mind you, I was prop 48, so right, I missed the whole freshman year, and I wasn't gonna leave and go to junior college, but my mom was like, "No, you stick it out and you toughen it out." So I figured for just that part alone, and what I was bringing to the table, there should have been no problems, right? First game I start, it's like maybe the third game of the season, maybe, and I have 25. I missed one shot. Assistant coach comes in. By the way, his name is Tiny Green. He's in charge of hoop group. And I don't hate him, but I just got to let it be known because it kind of deterred kind of how I felt about the game. And I had all these great coaches, Coach Thomas Diggs. I had Mr. Gil Reynolds. I had Doc Naselli. I had, Paul Pellicani. And can't forget the great Bobby Harstein for Lincoln. That kind of jump-started it all, right? This man said to me, you're never going to do that again. And I thought he was joking. I was like, crazy, I'm going to roll it. And I see like this college game is not say it was easy, but I figured it out, you know. But he then he sat down to me. He was like, no, I'm not going to take that many shots again. And I was like, I looked at the stat sheets. I was like, I took 12 shots. I think I missed one shot. But the thing was, I wasn't the guy he recruited.
Okay.
And we all know college is a business, right? And it gave me such a bad taste, you know, about basketball at that moment because I couldn't believe he said that. You know, at that moment.
Yeah, I had a couple of girls coach, a couple of girls that went away to school, and their college coach just made them don't want to play no more. The way they talked to them, and like, you know, you went there, you recruited them, and then you mess up one game, and then everything else just went down. So from there, like, don't play them no more, and not showing them the love no more. But you already got them all the way up in Texas and all these states, knowing that they that far from New York that they can't just go back. But it just, again, I watched the men game and the women game is a complete different coaching style, coach.
Man, so selfish, a lot of these coaches. And look, I had some great coaches, but just that moment, especially when you're doing well, right? You know, to sit back and watch you, you know, see how you so proud of your team, and other coaches who I had in the past, and even after him. But it's just the business of basketball, and I didn't let it deter me from going out and still shooting, and you know, and graduating on time, and all these other things and having a great college life and experience. That you know, you're gonna meet coaches, good, bad, indifferent. They're gonna say some horrible things to you, but then you're gonna have some coaches that's gonna motivate you to play your best. But not too many coaches, Coach Munch, will say to their team, everybody has the green light.
No doubt.
That's what makes you special.
I hear you.
Who's going to take the last shot? Whoever's in the right position to take it.
Plain and simple.
It's crazy, man. So, look, like I said, make sure y'all sending this out. Send it out to everyone. Send it to your friends. It's not just for the views, but everybody need to hear Coach Munch's story if you don't know it. And everybody needs to celebrate this man for what he's done and what he continues to do. Because this is how important this is.
Appreciate it.
How important is the WNBA to develop in the game, especially the city game?
Coach, you know what it is, man? Like, and again, and I see you speak truthfully on here. We got so many coaches that be telling their girls and said, "No, come on, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do this, you're gonna make the WNBA, this and that, that, and that, that, and that." It's things prior, way more steps before that, coach. You know what I'm saying? Like, anybody could dribble between their legs and do all of this or that, but when you get to that other level, coach, things that you was doing in the street ball and stuff like that, all of that is over, coach. You know, all that throwing behind your back and doing this left and doing this right, all of that is over. So it changes your game. And I know a few players basketball players, men, that went to the NBA, but in college they was great. But now you go to the NBA, it's a whole different game. It ain't no more, again, dribbling between your legs and throwing the pass behind your back. You do that, you're going to find yourself on the bench. But again, not coaching. I'm still, and I know I said this a few times, and I watched the WNBA. Me and my wife watches it. We watched the game yesterday. Still puzzled. Nikki Avery and Renee Taylor is not in the WNBA. And it might be
crazy.
And you said it, coach, is a political thing. Yeah. I know Renee went to the University of Miami. I'm not sure what school Nick went to, but I don't care what school Nick went to. They just lost out. The WNBA lost out. Two great talents, that should be on any team in the WNBA. And even if you're not on No Limit, if you played against these two young ladies, you have to be on board with them. You know,
They
like
killers. Yes.
and you know, and a quiet assassin I have on the team, which she just started shining. Monet Johnson just been a legend of her whole life,
Yes.
you know.
Yes.
But we have this young lady named Ramani Tate now. We call her Bully.
Yeah.
Like coach, like she came to me like I'm gonna say a couple of years ago. But Renee brought something up like a couple of years. Every year she go away, she come back with another tool to her game. So it
Mm.
ain't like she go away and she come back and it's the same thing. When she first left, she didn't have a jump shot. She came back, she had a jump shot. She
Mm.
went away, she came back, now she's a bully. Now I'm waiting for her to come back next year to see what she got. You know what I'm saying? Coach, she was a monster this summer. And adding her on with Love and Monet and Kim and Renee and Nikki, we could just keep mentioning names. It's just, you know, when you bring pieces and the pieces just fall right in the puzzle and
Yes,
they
sir.
accept it. And that's the whole thing, that your partners accept it. It ain't
Yep.
like you saying to yourself, well, Munch, I scored 40 last year. Now I'm only scoring 20, but they don't mind because her partner's scoring 20. And
Mm.
coach, I got to share this before anything else. The girl Monet Johnson on my team, she wrote something on YouTube, and she wrote that her pleasure is grabbing rebounds, kicking it out to her guards, and watching them score. How many players say that?
Mm. Only some
How
of the
many,
best.
how many
Only
players say that?
the ones that you know are the best, who are comfortable in themselves, right? And to sacrifice their game to make others better.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you can't make anybody
And
better being a player, how good are you really?
definitely. And Renee told me something when she first came to my team, because I always thought she plays with a team called Prime Time. That was that team. She had another guard named she just got hurt. Damn. Well, Renee know her partner, and she said, "Much a point guard as good as they make their team," and I find out that's a fact because that's why she's a general. We call her the general. She makes everybody better, and everybody just, you know, when you got that person that everybody love playing with, when
Yeah.
they hear Renee there, everybody's coming because she just makes you better. So her game, her IQ is crazy. Nikki is just crazy. Um, the whole team is crazy, coach. It is my family is crazy. We rolling. That's all I can say. We rolling.
I saw Nikki at Brooklyn Post when they had the high school one-on-one competition, right? I forgot the name of it, but I was very excited to be there. But I saw her shoot on the sidelines. Coach, you don't take me too long. I was just like, oh. And she was just there, regular clothes. She didn't have like, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, went over and introduced myself and was just like, listen.
No, but coach, you know something? And
I need you on the show.
and coach, they put in their time, coach. They stay in the gym. That's why
Whew.
the young girls these days don't put that gym time in. Coach, you got, and I watch the boys too. And Michael Jordan said something, and I speak for Kobe Bryant when he say everybody else be at the clubs drinking and he's in the gym working out. That's why he is what he was. You know what I'm saying? Like they stay in the gym. Nikki, Renee, you know, Mo still played with her job with her Love. Love could barely walk. But when she knows it's time for a game, she use some Chinese stuff on her leg and she ready to go. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Wow.
but it ain't just for me. It's because she feel obligated to her family,
Mm.
and that's it's just, coach. This. They make me what I am today, and I consider myself, other than a coach, um, a great man because of what I do for them and what they
For
do for me.
sure.
And God put me here for this reason, and I'm gonna keep it going until the train stops. You know, when they stop, I stop, coach. Again, I told you from the beginning, I'm not a trainer. Girls come to me that know how to play, but I know how to get the best out of them. And
Yes.
because the way you treat them, they need that fatherly love. They need that scolding now and then, but as long as they know they got somebody that's gonna listen, basketball is not going nowhere. You just gotta maintain a life. Life is more important than basketball. You know what I mean, coach?
Yeah. I'm similar. I'm not the big X's and O's guy, and big training guy, but I know how to put a team together.
That's right.
To make sure that we're gonna win.
No doubt. That's right.
So definitely connect with that. What has been the key for you as a coach to have so much success and consistency, right? Because we talk about, that's all you've been talking about, being consistent. And you talk about some of the adversities, you know, that you face. Anything that you want to talk about as far as like girls in the past who have maybe, you know, they came in not too good, but ended up being way much of a better player than you thought they would turn out to be?
Tiny Adams.
Kenya
Kirkland. Kenya Kirkland went to Georgetown. She got a scholarship to Georgetown.
Right.
Tiny Adams went to Morgan State. I think she got every record at Morgan, if I'm not mistaken. Even on the men, they came in as beginners, shooting on St. John's gym. I got Tiny from they ran a tournament at Broward Park. She was playing with another team. We had this other
hold on, can you repeat that? Because you was chopping up as you were saying it.
Yeah, Tiny Adams. She played in this tournament in Broward Park.
Yep.
And it was for Assemblyman. Her team wasn't that good. We played them. She got busy. We had a tournament the next day. Once she came with us, that was it. But right off the back, I'm gonna say Kenya Kirkland and Tiny Adams is just Kimberly always had it, coach. She always had that ratchet, like that lazy hand. But Tiny and Kenya put in their time, and those are two. Right now, Kenya's a referee, but I know if she was to throw that ball in her hand, it would take her a minute. Tiny could still play. You know, everybody else, coach, I happened to get when they was already in the game. You know what I'm saying?
Got you.
Those two I seen actually came from development and to this very day, like led the way for No Limit. You know what I'm saying? And to this very day, I speak to them like every other day. They still family here. You know, it's still family. You know.
I was just walking into the tail end of the Isaiah Whitehead Classic, and you know, seeing Chamonix give people the business, and then her walk away with the MVP.
Yes.
So salute, and we definitely gonna make that happen. And also, it was a young lady who came late. I think she came late to the Rose Classic and championship that you guys had. And what's her name? Do you remember that she came a little bit late? She came, I think.
Girl Slim?
Yes.
That's Terry.
Got you.
She was shooting.
Yes.
Her name Terry. She went to Seton Hall.
Wow.
Oh, she didn't play. She didn't play for a while. Her and Love is real good friends. I knew her when she was playing years ago. She didn't play for a while. Then we started communicating. And when she came to her first game, I'm like, no, we got to keep her. And vital part of the team because she could shoot that rock, defensive specialist. Big part of this team. Big part. Her and Amani Tate is the new ones that came to us, and they just took us to the next level. Like them two together is just an awesome tool to have. You know, playing on the court at the same time, it's hard to defend them. And they could defend anyone. They could defend from the 2 to the 5. They could defend anyone.
Wow. Well, for you guys and girls who don't know, especially you, Coach, I do have an artist on the show. He resides in Jersey now, so it takes me a while to get a lot of the artwork, which is cool because I like presenting it at the game. I like doing things like that. So Nikki, I'm getting Renee's done. You guys saw Nikki picture?
Yes.
Right? Got to give my guy Kadari Edwards his at the Isaiah Whitehead game. I had Capone for Capone Noriega up here. He's a real basketball head and someone who played with Ron Artest and them coming up before he got into rap. Sadat X and a lot of other people who I never thought played basketball, right? So I want to make sure that you get your artwork. I want to make sure that Renee gets hers, and just continue this celebrating you guys and what you have accomplished.
Thank you.
Because listen, you just getting started, baby.
No doubt about it. No doubt.
That's right. That's right. So if you had, if you could change one thing about your coaching journey, what would it be?
Me knowing more about the game, Coach. You know, and then I know people probably saying, why would I say that? Just again, I'm still a student of the game. You know, anything about baseball, no one know more about baseball than me. I'm like you're a basketball head.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right.
But with the team that I have and the team that I have previous, is it just learning as I go on, and just having Coach Lloyd mcCory on my side, and again, Anwar's younger than me, Mike Moore's younger than me, but they play so vital parts because they the one that come out with that playbook. I go, Coach Munch, this is what we got to do. And I don't even call them my assistant coaches because it ain't no such thing as assistant to me. You take over, do what you do. I'm not going to go against you. I won't never invite you next to my people if I don't think you're the right person. You know what I mean, Coach? Like, I'm very particular, even though these are grown women, I'm very particular who's around my girls. You know what I'm saying? Like, when they say, yo, Munch, we're going to play with this team for this tournament, this and that, like, nah, no, you're not. And no disrespect to the girls, to them, it's just, I know what's going to happen after. Like, certain coaches just not fit for what I have, Coach. You know what I'm saying? Like, we determine respect because we give respect. My girls is not just going to go somewhere and just go play to play. You know what I'm saying? Like, they going to play to win. They going to play hard. They don't want to go somewhere with somebody just freelancing just to play. It's just not worth playing, you know? And not trying to sound like we are the best, but this game is, you never know who's watching, Coach. And this is what I preach to the young girls. Like, when you go to a gym, I went to a high school game last year, and the girls warming up shooting from midcourt. How you know a college coach is not on the sideline? This is what you know, like, but a coach should be preaching this, Coach. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, your work effort is what you're gonna be. I believe, right. Like, when I play baseball, when I practice hard, Coach. That's why when you talk about softball, you got to talk about Munch, because I'm out there every day hitting the ball, catching the ball, this and that. When you put in your time, that's what you're gonna be. Practice is what a person is gonna be. Like, you're not gonna wake up and just think you have the talent that if I'm doing it 7 days a week and you do it 1 day a week, I'm going to be better than you, Coach. I'm going to be better than you, you know. And my team and Coach, I'm about to tell you something that you probably don't believe, and my whole team would say that, Coach, we've been together, this unit here, I'm going to say 3 years. We probably practiced once. Wow. But I could tell you how many open gyms they go to, though. They stay in the gym, individual practice, this and that. That's because of their jobs, you know, families. And I would never tell them to sacrifice their job and families for this. But when they together, Coach, it's all about talking and, you know, knowing what a person could do. I follow you, she follow her. You got a game, I'm coming to watch you play, so I know what you could do. And it's one word I keep preaching, is chemistry, Coach. The chemistry is just something that just, the little I know about basketball, that means a lot in this game, that chemistry, you know, like, for you to know that Nikki's going to go left and you could close your eyes and pass it left and know she's going to be there. You know, if you miss a shot, Monet is going to be down there. You know, if you go to the top of the key, Big Love going to send this big pick for you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Big Love. That's right. That's right.
And then, you know, and I have these other two women. Her name is Emmy. And I got another girl from NYU. She's a shooter. You know, we just picking them up from everywhere, Coach. That's because once you play with me, Coach, and we take you in. It ain't like you come to a team and you like, all right, you didn't play well today, don't come back. They asking you, you know, like a girl named Annie. She played with NYU. She played with me one game up in Houston the Sun. After that, she quit every team she played for and played with me.
Wow.
She played with 4 other teams, but then she quit every team because it's not because of me, because the love that the team showed her. She wanted to be around love, you know what I'm saying? Like, being around girls that appreciate what you do, and if you make a mistake, yo, come here, let me tell you what to do. This is how, and it's hard to teach that, Coach, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just there keeping them together. I'm just throwing the whip around. They doing all the hard work, coach.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Well, your wife was like the general. She
Coach,
typed in. She says
I
the
would.
general. So it starts with you, and you can finish what you was about to say.
Is we wouldn't be what we are if it wasn't for her, coach, and not tooting her horn, not tooting mine. We have a lot
No,
of
no, no, no. We're gonna toot the wife's horn tonight. We're gonna give it a clap. We're gonna clap it up. Yes, yes, yes. Do
we
that,
have
coach.
we have a lot of functions at my house, and the whole team come. We gave birthday parties, like Monet's birthday party was here. Baby showers for my girls. Whenever they want to get away, they come here. Um, my wife is with it. She's with it, coach. Like it's hard to do something when you have to worry about your spouse or your team leader is not really with it. She's with it, coach. You know what I'm saying? Like, Munch, why the girls didn't come over? Munch, where the girls at? Munch, call up right now. Something's wrong. I'm following her on Instagram. She's arguing with somebody. And it's not even about Munch when it's with them. It's all about Val. Her name is Val. It's all
Yes.
about her. And coach, you don't find too many women that could cook like mine. You know what I'm saying, coach? It's like she throws down. And of all of them there, they tell you she throws down. You know what I'm saying? And it's just, again, coach, 40 years, and that's 35 years married. I was with her since high school.
Wow.
It's not a marriage thing. It's a friendship thing here. You know what I'm saying? It's never my decision. It's our decision. And I'm almost 60 years old. And some men feel that it got to be a dominating thing. Not here. It's never that way here. Like I'm going away this weekend. And she's ready. The Munch, you ready? You got everything? The team is ready? This and that. So just having that on your side, coach, just take a big burden off my shoulder. You know what I'm saying? Knowing that I had that support.
Yeah, and I ain't gonna stop to the day where that happens for me. So, man, I love to hear that. I love to hear that for sure, for sure. So now we're gonna get into the top five.
Oh God!
One of the more popular parts of the show, and it's fun,
Definitely. Well, only thing I can say about this top 5 thing is, coach, I'm going to speak within the last 10 years because prior to that is a whole different group because it's a whole different style of basketball.
Yeah, I never will ask the coach top 5 players.
Uh-huh.
I don't think it's fair because we coach a lot of players and you love them all. So I don't put coaches in that kind of predicament. But
right.
We are going to go there.
No doubt.
All right.
Okay.
All right. So top 5 coaches you coached against.
Apache, number 1.
Okay.
Coach Mike Moore, tough, really educated in this game. Very educated. He goes by X and O's. He plays the game. He never had great talent, but he makes them great. You know what I'm saying? Chaz from New Heights, another coach, great talent, keeps it going. He's still going. Coach Anwar, we've been together, but me and him had our battles. And the final one, I'm gonna go with. I had to go against Coach Lloyd mcCory for a little while, and he's my teacher. And I want to say those are the 5 top, but on top of that list, I have to say rest in peace with Apache, because even after the game, and win or lose, he come, Coach Munch, great game, but let me tell you what you should have did. And Jew, that's just Jews throwing to you. You know what I'm saying, Coach? And me, as being a person that I am, I suck all that in, Coach, and that's why the little knowledge that I do, I have to come from all of them that I mentioned and a few others, but I'm grateful that they was in my basketball life, and some of them still is, and I'm still learning. And for me to say that with being as successful as I am, I'm still learning, Coach. I don't think I'm ever going to stop learning,
Wow. Top 5 tournaments you coached in.
Rose Classic. Hoops in the Sun. I got to give my people their props of this.
I got to get out to go see the Cruz brother. I have to go out there. That's one of the only places I haven't been in my 2 years, and having basketball heads. And I need to get them on the show too.
Yes, you definitely. I think this is their first year they did girls. Previously, I think he said 20 years. But Coach, the comfort they give you, the love they show you. I did their indoor tournament and their outdoor tournament. So much love, Coach. You know what I'm saying? It's unbelievable. Gersh, my man DP.
For sure. That's right.
DP is just a special guy, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, me working for New York City Parks, I did some work for him on his park and everything like that. But DP is just something special, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, he something special. That's all I can say about DP.
No, very, very good guy. Another friend of the show. And Coach Haskins, he got at me. He was like, Glenn, you should have, asked him about his math, him being a teacher, because he's one of the greatest math teachers that I know. I was like, he's a hell of a math teacher, Glenn. I was just like, Coach, I wish y'all have known. I would have wrote that down. But yeah, salute DP, man. Salute DP.
And I don't know if you know Miss B from Dykeman. She does the ladies.
Okay.
Top, like, just so much, when you have so much respect for a person, I have so much respect for her tournaments. She one of the ones that was trying to make this women's game as equal as the men game. She go to war for the women. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have so much respect for her for what she do. And I had to give her props on this year. She had a WNBA player play in her league this year. And that's open the doors to a lot of, because now you don't think I'm going to go try to find one, Coach.
That's right.
She had one. And I got to give it to my man, Coach Lee from Watson.
Yes.
Watson, Lee is something. Me and him got a good relationship a couple of years ago. He ran a tournament, Watson, and we was going at it with OTF a couple of places. And Lee is just a funny guy that show love to everybody. He always used to come to me and Mo and love. Yo, OTF said they're gonna run through you, this and that. He was always that middle person.
Right.
We would send a message, and they would send a message. We would send a message. So up to Watson. He and him and Coach is his coach. Coach Eagle, that's his partner. So, Coach, I'm gonna say those are definitely top 5 for me.
Yeah, and had to get out to Watson too. Definitely have to get out to, because I was planning to go this year, but every time they was playing, we had our Brevo tournament, so it kept me from going there. But I'm gonna make sure that I put those be one of the first 2 parks I visit next summer for sure.
I hear you.
For sure. Okay. Now, because you like, a legend in softball, I had to go here. I don't know if you saw me earlier. I was on my phone. I had to type it in, and I erased one of the top 5. I said, you know what? This would be awesome right here.
I hear you.
This would be awesome. Top 5 parks you hit home runs in.
St. John's. St. John's Park is a legendary softball field.
I watched plenty of games at St. John's in Kingston Park.
Hey, no doubt. St. John's, Kingston. There's a park called 202 in Queens.
Okay.
For you to hit it out that park, you have to be in my category. Gotta be. That's you talking about a great shot. You lose it over the train tracks. That's my category. The other 2 was away. Like when we went to Virginia, we went to a field, open field. It was this field that you only could hit 1 home run in the game, so you had to be real careful. 1 pitch, 1 home run. Anything hit over the fence after that is out.
Wow.
And then the other one in Brooklyn, we also played. It's where I really started from. It's called 309. Are you familiar? On Monroe?
Yeah. That's why I was going to work out with Coach Gil Reynolds.
Oh, okay. Before they started, those was about St. John's is definitely legendary. We had some, man.
Right.
If I sit here and tell you about the money games I would play, people bet they rent money out there. But it was some great days, and again, family atmosphere. After the game, you couldn't tell who won or lose because even though we competed, it was all every summer we knew we was going out there to have a good time. We cook out every Sunday, and that just kept a lot of us out of trouble, Coach. You know what I'm saying? Like knowing that every Sunday you're going to St. John's and you're gonna be there from 9 in the morning to 9 at night. Because even though the lights go out, we still grilling, drinking our beer,
That's
relaxing,
right. That's
and
right.
making sure everybody get home. And I did that for like 15 years, and I still to the very day I miss it because all of those is my guys. You know what I'm saying? I grew up with them guys, and they sons, my sons, they daughters. My daughter was the one chasing the balls, and now they all grown. So we get together once a year. So it's a great thing, you know.
A legend in two sports. What you know
Yeah.
about that? For sure. For sure. Yep. So, top 5 women programs. That means clubs, AAU, or high school or pro division. So you can kind of mix it up and have some fun.
Okay. Top women girls program as I grew up, Exodus. Again, Coach Apache, something special, Coach. I know I keep saying that, but if you just look him up, his program speaks for itself.
I already did. I did that some years ago, and salute to him and may he rest in peace.
Definitely. Second program, that program called No Limit. You know what I'm saying? That program.
Right. That
Um,
part. Yep.
Renee Taylor played on this program called Prime Time. When we first got together, it was her. She had a couple of Slinky. I don't know if you know Slinky.
No, not too familiar.
Prime Time was something very special. You know, I always tell Renee, my team reminds me of Prime Time. Like they were just that team, Coach. You know what I'm saying? Um, No Limit, Exodus, Prime Time, New Heights. New Heights, even years ago, Coach had a very good program.
Really?
Yes, New Heights did. That's Chaz, and then with their New Heights kept a good program. And what I liked about them is that they also had an education program. Like you had to do your education like 3 hours in the computer room with that before you could go in the gym, and I respect that. You know what I'm saying?
Salute to New Heights.
Yes, no doubt. And then I gotta go with because he's part of my program, Coach, and I seen how far he went. Team Prince, Coach Anwar. He came a long way, Coach. A lot of people, with him being young, thought he was gonna fail. He never gave up. He go out recruiting. If you go to a junior high school game, you're gonna see Anwar. He's out here doing, it's not like they fell in his hand. He's out there. You know what I'm saying? Um, he he practices. He's another one. Education. He stays in that, South Shore High School. He keeps them on the map. He keeps his girls together. They respect him. He takes care of his girls, and his family is definitely another one that stays on his side. And again, that helps so much. You know what I'm saying? So those are my top 5. But Exodus was a problem, Coach. Exodus and No Limit from years ago be able to say that every tournament we went to when we first started, if you seen No Limit and Exodus, you always make sure that they was in different divisions because that's who was going to be in the championship.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I seen Coach Anwar Dean Street, and I was like, "Yo, we gonna come on the show?" He said, "No." He told me that, "Yo, I'm coming on the show. Let's make it happen. I'm ready to talk my ish." Before I wasn't too comfortable, and I said, "I like that energy, Coach. You deserve it. You deserve to talk as much as you want because you're running the city right now."
That's right. Definitely.
Yeah, for sure. Now, Coach, this last one,
Okay.
maybe a little tough for you. I don't know.
All right.
I need you to name top 5 women basketball players in New York City history.
During my era, I'm going to go Renee Taylor, Epiphany Prince, Tina Charles, Erica Morrow,
Mm.
and I got to go with Slinky. Slinky is something special. You need to look her up. She went to Syracuse. Her last name is, I think, Love could verify, but those are tough 5 girls right there, Coach. And I seen them do people real dirty. I seen them do it. You know, Epiphany Prince and Tina Charles speaks for itself because they in the
Yes,
WNBA.
that's right. But they was killing. I heard that before they even made it there, so I know about them for sure.
Yes, and then Renee Taylor speaks for herself. And
oh yeah, yep.
You know, we could go on and on because there's so much talent, Coach, that people just didn't see it. That's why I'm not into this. And I don't know how you feel about it, Coach, when they were talking about in the boys' game when they saying like this ranking thing, like he's ranked number 5 in the nation and 3 in the nation. I don't
buy into all of that. Let me tell you.
Okay.
I told you I'm big on YouTube, so I'm watching everything. Basketball site. Oh, the top 3rd grader in the nation. He's the top 5th grader. What?
Yeah, how about the kids you didn't see that live in East Michigan? And like how can you?
But Coach, they only got to play one game, show up to a camp or AAU, kill that week, and they're the best player in the country.
Unbelievable. Ain't nothing happening. I'm not into that, Coach, at all.
The only player I say that was deserving of that, and he proved it afterwards in his career, LeBron James.
I hear you.
I went to Fairleigh Dickinson, so the Nike camp, All-American camp used to be at my school.
FDU? Okay.
Yes, right? So you see all of these players, and Lenny Cook, salute to Lenny Cook. He was the best player in the nation. And that game between him and LeBron, and when LeBron won that championship and how he won it, he became the best player in the country. Now, that doesn't happen for everyone.
I hear you. No doubt.
That doesn't happen for... the second person. This is before them. Lloyd Daniels.
Lloyd D. Okay.
Because J.R. Reed was the best player in the nation, and Lloyd destroyed him at 5-star. But he destroyed all of us. So,
how tall was Lloyd Daniels? What was his height?
6'7".
Okay.
Let me tell you, if you scroll down, I know I have a lot of videos on my page, but scroll down, you will see, the interview I did with Lloyd Daniels at Tillery Park. He tell you, I was always the 3rd leading scorer on my team, from Lincoln to MCI to Fairleigh Dickinson. But I was our defensive stopper.
I hear you.
I wanted to hold the best player. I wanted to smoke.
I hear you.
From early on, like I always wanted to smoke. At Lincoln, MCI, and Fairleigh Dickinson, I always wanted to smoke. And man, he gave me Anthony Juice Joseph and Mark Brown 47. Left hand, banker. Right hand for 50. Like it was just like, no, we didn't have any 3-point lines back then. And he could handle, he could pass. It was just something awful. We won though.
I hear that. I hear you.
He's like, yo, you was pulling on my jersey, grabbing me. I'm gonna make it tough for you.
No doubt about it. That's right.
Couldn't stop him. Man. So, Coach, I want to say thank you. Thank you.
Coach.
I've been looking forward to doing this interview for a long time.
Thank you.
And it meant so much to me when I saw you, and you just give me such a compliment on the show and what I'm doing. And that part means a lot to me.
No doubt.
I don't do this for the money. I've been an educator 25 years. This right here became something. Like when my guy Mo Kirby passed away, Chris Brooks, Dave Edwards, and a lot of others who never got to tell their story. It was time. My best friends was pushing me to do this show for a long time, and I didn't want to do it. I just stayed away from it. But, you know, losing my friends and the guys who I played against and with, it just said, you know what? We all getting older, and, you know, New York City basketball players in general,
No doubt.
male and female, need to tell their story and need a safe place to go. Because the kicker was when I saw Lamar Odom on Drink Champs. I love Drink Champs. That's like my favorite podcast, right? But I just said New York City needs a place where the ball players can come and feel safe.
And we definitely appreciate it, Coach, because, you know, just because of what you do, it's just going to take this women's game to a next level, and people understanding what's going on in the women's game, and being able to just speak and people listening to what's going on is just going to open more doors for all these women. And we definitely appreciate what you do.
That's right. So all my women that's up here, hit me in the DM on Renee. What's up? What's up? To join the building. What's going on? Corey Vice. Y'all talking been in the building since the beginning. And Monet Johnson's here. Please, please. It's hard for me to find everybody, you know, on Instagram because everybody's name is different. But if you DM me, all that do is DM me, and it's a go. You know, don't feel bashful. I don't look at anyone like, you know, you ride my coattail. No. This platform is your platform. So you hit me up, be like, Pooh, I'm ready to tell my story. And we're going to set up a date, and we're going to make it happen.
And who you said Corey's on there?
I see Corey. Is that Corey Vice? Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yep.
Well,
So Shamanique is the best female to play out of New York. I hear that. Keep pushing. Definitely. I saw her get buckets, so I already know how she give it up. I already saw how she give it up. And when she won,
Coach, don't start no trouble.
her team, no, I just want to say, when she won, her team was just so happy.
No doubt.
We just celebrated her. And I said, you know what? I love the Pro Division women's game.
Definitely.
Yeah. So, Coach, listen, I know I kept you away from.
Nah, don't even worry about it, Coach. We appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, man. Thank you again. And listen, you do a repeat of the last 2 years. Oh, we're going to do this again. We're going to do this again. And we'll do this again anyway, but I just want to make sure the history is always told. And thank you. Thank your wife. Thank your family. Thank your teammates. And thank No Limit for allowing you to come on the show and tell the story.
Thank you so much, Coach. And you have a good night. And thank everybody for tuning in. And again, we appreciate what you do, Coach.
Appreciate you, Coach. Thank you.
Have a good night, Coach.
Yes. You too. All right, people. Listen, we've come to the end of the show. But you know, I got to give love to Coach Munch, Edwin Llopiz, the former softball legend and now legendary basketball coach, for doing what he has been doing for these girls for 25 years. I know what it's like to have coaches like that. So when a coach give it from his heart and he do it for the love and he allow his players to grow, and he said, listen, everybody got the green light. No one is under someone else here. And even if we got to split the team up, we have 2 championships at the same time, I'm confident that any one of you could lead the way. It's a rare breed. I'm happy we had him on the show. This is a Friday night. And I'm here with you guys and girls. I'm booked up to November. I think I got a few slots left in October, maybe one in September. Who knows? But I'm going to keep this going because we do this for the culture. And make sure that you always keep Coach Munch alive and keep his story alive And make sure you spread this out to all your friends, all your fellow players, and all the people that he coached, so they can make sure we give Coach Munch his flowers. Well, we reached that time. I'm about to be out of here. Remember, company is Basketball Heads. The channels are NYC Basketball Network. NYC Basketball Network. As you see, I just had the great Derek Chivas up here. Salute to you, D. Spread the word. Let everybody know that we're here to tell everybody stories. And all the ball players out there, this is our platform. And we're going to keep this going. I am your host, Glenn Pooh Harding, and you've been watching Basketball Heads, the greatest show on earth. Oh, yeah, we got merch for you too, right? And we are the official home for New York City basketball. Peace.